By 1909, the name of Dorset Street had been changed to Duval Street. In the July of that year, yet another murder occurred in Miller's Court when the body of Kate Roman was found inside number 12, the room above what had been Mary Kelly's room, and the room in which Elizabeth Prater, the woman who may have heard Mary's final cry of "Oh, murder," had been residing in November 1888. Kate's name was spelt as Ronan in many newspapers, and this misspelling has frequently been used in subsequent accounts of the crime. However, in this account I shall be using her correct name. Little Kitty, the sobriquet by which 24-year-old Kate Roman was known around the district, was, so the Tower Hamlets Independent reported, the child of poor but respectable people. Her father, Andrew Roman, of Ansell Street, Fulham Cross, worked as a painter on the district railway. Kitty's mother had died when Kitty was 8, and Andrew had taken up with a woman named Annie Monk, who had become his common-law wife. Kate, her father later recalled, was always of a restless and wayward disposition, and although he and her stepmother tried to keep her at home, she had insisted on going out to service, parlance at the time for becoming a domestic servant. Thereafter her visits home became sporadic, and at the time of her death, Andrew had not seen his daughter for around 12 months, although whenever he had seen her prior to their final meeting, she had, he said, led him to believe that she was happy and comfortable in service. Kate had in fact gravitated to the East End of London, and for about 15 months prior to her death she had been residing at the common lodging houses for which Duval Street was renowned, and she was earning her living by doing laundry for the various doss houses and by selling flowers on the streets, her favoured spot being outside Aldgate Station. According to those who knew her, Kate was a quiet and inoffensive girl who was not in the least addicted to drink. However, like many of the women who frequented the common lodging houses in the district, she supplemented her meagre earnings with casual prostitution. In March 1909, she had taken up with Henry Benstead, a former waiter turned market porter, and according to his testimony at the inquest into her death, 5 weeks and 3 days prior to her murder, the couple had moved into 12 Miller's Court, for which they had paid their landlord, John McCarthy, 1 shilling a night. The room, according to the Tower Hamlets Independent, was on the first floor of a 2-roomed house and was reached by a steep, narrow wooden stair with a sharp turn into the room at the top. It was furnished with a poor bedstead and bedding, a washstand and a chair. A fireplace and a few nails practically completed the fixtures. The newspaper commented that "It is the more astonishing that she should choose such a home, for according to all accounts, the girl herself was a picture of cleanliness, and her clothing was quite clean."